Hi everybody, I wanted to do another fall makeup look today. I wanted to redeem myself a little bit because if you watched my last week's fall makeup look, I feel like it wasn't very fall. It really wasn't the direction that I was hoping to go. So today we're gonna do a little bit of a different look. I pulled out this BH Cosmetics Opalescent palette just a few days ago and I was in love with all of these kind of like, I don't even know, like just bronzy, beautiful tones. I felt like it would be perfect for fall. So that's what we're doing today. I want to go in sort of a like dark, smoky, bronzy direction. Like not too over the top, of course, but something a little bit more fall appropriate today. So we're going to start with the eyes and really we're going to go kind of heavy with some of those darker browns and I'm really excited. So I just used a little bit of this Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and concealer, just a tiny bit to prime the eyelids. Now we're gonna dip into this palette. The thing that I love about all of these kind of browns in this corner right here is that they're a little bit more neutral. I do find that oranges and stuff like this are really, really pretty, but they don't always flatter my eyes or my skin tone or that kind of thing. I can look, I think, a little bit washed out, especially because I'm so fair. So it works for me in this palette specifically that there are so many of these beautiful kind of neutrally brown, bronzy tones. So what we're gonna do is start with the shade Gorgeous, and I'm actually taking this in. This is a Morphe 204. It's kind of more of a flat shader brush, and I'm using it on the tip of this brush so that I can kind of work it into where I want my crease to be. So I'm just sort of like stamping that in where I want the color to be the most deep, I guess. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side before I blend that out so that I can make sure that those colors are in the same spot on both eyes. I've never done this before. I just saw a video of Karen Sarai doing it and I thought I'd give it a try. So we're gonna see how it works today, but I feel like tapping this in where I want my crease shade to be will help me to have a similar shape on both of my eyes moving forward, since I kind of struggle with that all the time. And with this look, I really want the eyes to be kind of uplifted on the outer corner. So instead of going down along my crease down here, I'm actually just lifting that shade up and out kind of towards the tail of my brow. Then I'm going to take just a small blending brush. This is the e.l.f. crease brush. I'm going to pick up the tiniest bit more of that shade and start to just buff out the edges, especially along the top. And I'm being very gentle with this, using a lot of like back and forth motions and then a little bit of kind of some swirly motions as well, especially in this inner corner, kind of like swirling it in a little bit. And you can see just how much better that buffed out. So we'll do the same thing on this side over here. Now I'm taking a larger blending brush and going into Grace right here, which is just a tiny bit of a lighter brown. I'm gonna pick up a tiny bit of that and just like sweep over the whole thing just to make sure we've got a nice gradient. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but just a little bit there. Perfect. I'm actually gonna go back in at this point and kind of deepen that up where I want that crease to be the most defined. I really like this technique so far. Now I'm just taking that big clean brush and buffing over that with nothing on it. I kind of want to stop there, and I'm not going to bring any transition shades like down here just yet. I kind of want to put on a lid color and see how we're feeling. So I think what I'm going to do, I really want to go into, there's so many pretty shades. I love like all four of these. I think I'm gonna go into Sequin right here, which sort of reminds me of like a penny color. And I'm just gonna pick that up on my finger and then press that onto the lid. I'm pressing that on from the inner to about 2/3 of the way over because, to be honest, I just haven't really decided what I'm gonna do with this outer corner yet. So I just wanna leave it for a minute until I figure that out. Okay, love that. Am I centered okay? I forgot to tell you guys I took down my backdrop because this is just our living room and we have some people coming over tonight and it takes up like half the room. So I kind of thought that I should put that away and clean up a little bit, since this is not just my personal makeup studio. But it's clean back there, so it doesn't look too bad. I feel like if it doesn't bother you guys, I might just like not put it back up for a while, because I feel like it looks like clean enough, you know? So I'm gonna go back in with that same shader brush that we were using in the beginning, and I'm gonna take this shade Stunner, whoops, not that purple, this brown shade Stunner right here, and maybe a little bit of Mystic as well, just to really deepen it up. And I'm gonna start to press this on the outer V of the eye, all the way up towards the crease shade. And I'm kind of just lightly dragging a little bit of that up into the crease as well, really trying to make it into more of a V shape on the outer corner. I love the shape that this is giving to the eye. I think this looks so pretty so far. Okay, I'm going back into that e.l.f. crease brush, just that smaller one. I'm gonna take our transition shade, Gorgeous, and sort of start to blend the shape along the outer edge and along the crease up here, so that we have a very diffused outer corner, but still a very like defined shape. I love this really elongated eyeshadow. I think it looks so pretty. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's very blended too and blurred. What do you guys think? Think it looks good? I'm very happy with it. And then I'm gonna take the shade Sequin again, that lid shade, and I'm just going to sort of intensify that a little bit more. Since we did blending over top of it, I still want that to be nice and bold. And then I'll go back in one more time. I think I'm gonna switch to a pencil brush and take that really dark brown shade and just press that onto the outer corner one more time. I feel like this brush may have had something darker on it, but it looks really good. I don't know. Okay, I kind of want just a little bit of an extra shimmer on top of our lid shade, so I'm going to take this Super Shock Shadow in Ritz. It looks really light, but it's a very sheer topper that's mostly just like glitter. So it'll look really nice, just kind of press onto the center of this shade. That color's still gonna show through, it's just gonna give a little extra kind of sparkle. See, I don't know if you can really see that, but it gives it like a more of a wet look. But it doesn't change the shade too much, just gives a little extra dimension. Dipping back into our palette, I'm gonna take the shade Star and highlight the inner corner with that. I may have to touch this up in the end because we still haven't done our lower lash line, but at least kind of want to get it done since I'm going to pop on mascara next. You could totally throw on liner with this look. You could do like a black liquid liner, or you could do kind of a brown smudgy eyeliner look, but I don't want to deepen it up anymore since these colors are already kind of dark. I feel like for my look today, I just want it to be a little bit more blown out and just like focus on the shadow. But if you wanted to, you totally could, and it would look really pretty. In fact, sometime, like if we're going for a night out or something, I might do this again, but I might do it with a liner on top because I think that could look really, really pretty. I just popped on the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. Now I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just gonna wipe off some of that glitter fallout. You could use a makeup wipe, but where I already have my skincare on, I don't really want to wipe that off, and this will take care of, you know, most of that fallout anyways. And then I think I'm going to go into my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear foundation today. Haven't worn this in a minute, so I'm just going to put one pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a sponge today, which I also normally don't do, but I really just want to press this into the skin and get a little more coverage today. I just hate when I use a sponge because I feel like it takes forever. Okay, I went through one pump for the whole kind of bottom portion of my face, so I'm just gonna do another like half a pump or so and finish up my forehead. Because I don't need like a ton of coverage on my forehead typically. And then I'm going to kind of target a little bit more product along like my jawline and kind of connecting that along my ears as well. Okay, now that that's blended out and all even, I'm going to go back into the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation situation, and I'm going to use this as concealer, so I'm putting a little on the back of my hand again, and we'll go in with the other side of my sponge here and just grab the tiniest bit at a time, and I'm just going to use this to kind of brighten up the centers of my face. This is where I will probably mess up my inner corner highlight, and we'll have to go back in and reapply that. Don't know why I really did that first, but here we are. I'm taking a tiny bit more of that concealer on this little tiny brush instead of my sponge, because when I'm working up against this eyeshadow, I want something that's precise and small like this so that I don't ruin the shape that I've created. So this way I can kind of buff that a little bit closer to the eyeshadow without messing it up. In fact, it can kind of help me perfect the shape that I have going on, and then it will help me kind of work up into this inner corner a little bit better too. Okay, I'm going to, before moving on to the next eye, I'm going to set that really quick. So I'm going to look up and make sure to stamp out any excess product that could be under the eyes, and then take my setting brush and just swipe a little bit of my Glossier Wowder under there. And now we can move on to the next eye. I'm gonna set the centers of my face since I already have my powder out. And then I am going to just kind of press out the lines of my forehead up here because I always get product settling into them. I'm gonna set this up here as well, just in hopes that I don't have any more product moving around, but I'm sure I will. I'm a human, what can I say? I kind of want to finish up the lower lash line before doing any more of the face products, so going back into the Opalescent palette, I'm going to take this dark shade on my little shader brush, and I'm going to just press that along the outer third of the lash line. And then taking a little bit of a larger, fluffier shader brush, going back into my transition shades, and then we will just kind of buff that out from inner to outer corner. While I'm here, I'm using this same brush to really kind of connect and finish out the outer corner on the top lash line to the lower, and just finishing that blending up here. I really like a smoky lower lash line. If you don't, that is no problem at all. You don't have to do this or do it, you know, as low down as I am. But I feel like for my eyes, it really opens them up and looks really flattering. Definitely a personal preference situation. Taking that darker color again, and I'm stamping that along this outer corner out here to really connect the top and bottom lash line, because I'm getting a little bit of a disconnect right here. So I'm trying to make sure that that's really filled in. And then if you ever get a little bit too carried away down here, like I have some shadow that's like a little too low, just take your setting brush and a tiny bit of your translucent powder and just buff along that, and it will clean it right up. Let's highlight that inner corner one more time. And then I'll finish up the eyes with some lower lash mascara, same as my upper lashes. Okay, I just went ahead and used a little brow powder on my brows, since who cares about that? Moving forward with the face, I'm going to use the Thrive Bronzer in Rhea to bronze up my skin. I feel like with looks like this, it's good to wear a lot of bronzer, I think personally, because then it doesn't make the eyes look like they're quite so dark, if that makes sense, like, because they match a little bit better with what's going on. I don't know if you guys can see this, but as I'm blending, all these little brush hairs are just shedding off onto my lap. It's like raining. It is crazy how much brush hairs are coming out. When you're using this much bronzer, it's very important to kind of bring it onto your ear a little bit and then around this area on your jaw to make sure that it all kind of matches. And then down the neck, of course. And then I don't have any additional product on the brush, but I'm actually just kind of swirling across this whole outer cheek area on my face. Granted, I applied a lot of bronzer, but look at my shirt. Do you see that? That's ridiculous. For blush, I want something a little bit neutral, so I'm going into this Essence Satin Touch Blush in 20 Satin Love. I lost the lid, but that is what that looks like. Very pretty, very natural shade, and super affordable, which is great. This is the e.l.f. highlighting brush, by the way. Mine has kind of frayed out at this point, so I feel like it kind of fits my cheek like perfectly, so I love it. I exclusively use this brush and this brush only for my blush. I love when people talk about what brushes they use. I don't know if you guys would be interested in me doing kind of like a full tutorial using my everyday favorite staple brushes, the brushes I can't live without, but I would love to show you guys that if you're interested, because having the right tools makes a world of a difference. And I feel like I have some different like techniques with my brushes that you don't see every single day. So if you're interested, let me know down below. I would love to film that. Even if you don't let me know, I might do it anyway because I feel like it's a good video idea. So you might see it from me regardless. I think I like the way the skin looks. I don't think I want to apply highlighter, but then again, I feel like I always say that, then I spray my face with setting spray, and then I want to add highlighter anyway. But we're gonna do setting spray first, and then we'll see how I feel about it. Whew, I really drenched myself that time. So when I put this much on, I kind of fan it in first until it's like mostly dry, and then I use the butt end of my sponge and press that in. Even when my sponge is dry and I haven't used it in this makeup, like in a makeup look at all, I still will use it to press everything into the skin, because if not, like, you have all those little peach fuzz hairs on your face, and I feel like the setting spray can just kind of get stuck in there instead of like sinking into the makeup. So this for me makes a big difference. Okay. I am really happy with where my skin is at, except for I do have a tiny bit of eyeshadow or something right here. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I love how everything is looking. This eye look is so pretty. This is way more fall than last time too, am I right? My lips are so dry, look at that. Oh my gosh. I think I will go ahead and use a nude lipstick today. Let me just check and make sure that there's nothing else I want to apply. This is really pretty. Could use this. Let me see what this CoverGirl Melting Pout matte looks like in current nude. I think this is kind of cool toned. That's pretty. Should we try this? Wow, I should have put on some lip liner. I'm making a huge mess. I just don't want to wear lip liner every single day. It's a pain. Okay, I love this. I think it looks so good. It's definitely like a nude, but not like a light nude like I usually do. It's just like kind of a more deep fall nude. Again, this is the Melting Pout lipstick from CoverGirl in current nude. A little bit more cool toned, a little bit deeper than my current nude. This is my current nude. A little bit deeper than my typical nude, but I feel like it goes really well too with the eyes, and it's not too dark at the same time to where it's competing with the dark eyeshadow. I love this look today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this actual fall makeup look, unlike last time. I think I redeemed myself, I would say. I think we did pretty good. Let me know how you liked it, and if there's anything else you'd like to see from me down below. Thanks for watching and playing with these new techniques with me. I feel like it worked out really well, and I'm super happy with it. So thank you, love you guys, and thank you so much for all the support. I will see you next time.